Hi everyone, good morning, happy new year. This is going to be a little mini virtual workshop on how to find your vision and creating a vision board. That's a pretty popular thing, and it's something that I've done several times over the past years. And for me, it started just needing simple encouragement. I'm the person who saves all the photos and the quotes and has this ridiculous Pinterest board of things to motivate and encourage myself. So really, making a vision board or a vision journal is simply taking that Pinterest board and putting it into real life. So if you have questions during this time, feel free to drop them in the comments. And then I will also post some of the notes from this so that if you're catching it after the live, then you can go ahead and refer back to those. So a couple of things. You do not have to be creating yours in this moment. If you simply want to take some of the journal questions, use them to reflect, and then take your time creating this, that is probably the most ideal scenario. I'm not going to be creating mine live today, but I will show you an example of a past one because this is something that I want to take time with and really put a lot of intention and reflection into. So, let's just start by kind of clearing everything away, starting our new year with a simple and short meditation. So allow yourself to just sit comfortably, feeling supported either by the ground if you want to lay or by a chair, and allow yourself just really to begin to settle in. If you want to close your eyes, this would be a great time to kind of bring your gaze internally. And start with one big breath, just a big filling breath that lifts your body full, and exhaling it completely empty. Noticing in this moment how you feel. Maybe you're a little tired from this long holiday week, or maybe you're feeling really motivated and energized. There's no judgment for either, but just simply noticing how your body feels, how your heart feels, and also how your mind is feeling in this moment. So give yourself another big filling breath in. Exhale all the way out. And just for now, just in this moment, without asking yourself how to do it, let yourself sink into some stillness. And for now, lay down the weight that you so patiently bear on your shoulders every day. Allow yourself to feel supported. And notice the space that is supporting you, where your body makes contact. Notice that space around you, the space around your arms, around your legs, and also any space above you. And just in this moment, allow yourself to have a wave of breath become your entire experience, as if your whole body is breathing. Taking a big breath in here, and on your exhale, send out everything that blocks you from truth. What gets in your way? And allow yourself to release that in this moment so that we can completely move forward into this new day, this new moment, remembering that what is blocking you is in the past. And everything that's ahead of you, that remains in the future. So we allow ourselves this moment. And drink in the possibility of being exactly who you are and exactly who you are meant to be. Not who you're supposed to be, not who you think you should be, but just allowing yourself to be you. And allowing yourself to trust yourself. Okay, taking another big breath in. Exhale it all the way out. And when you open your eyes, allow the world just to look a little different. Allow yourself a new perspective, full of a new experience and vibrant. you're ready, go ahead, open your eyes, and we will get down to business. So, vision boards. Why do we do this? I think we live in this culture of, New Year's resolutions are huge. So this is more than a resolution. A vision board is helping us in these times when we feel maybe stuck, when we feel maybe a little waving in the breeze and we don't know where we're heading. Or we just need something to be in front of us. I'm that person. I love to have motivation and encouragement. So it's one of the first things that you can see in the morning, or something that you can refer back to. So more than a resolution. So it's a purposeful way to be clear for yourself, to be intentional, and to create our vision. Because if we don't really have a vision, that's okay. But if we have this vision, something that we can continually refer back to, it allows us to be more intentional versus being stuck and just living the day-to-day, living in habit, and having this idea of where we're heading. So also to clarify, we do not need to define on this vision board, we don't need to define the rest of our life. We do not need to define the rest of our year. You could make this part of your habit once a week, once a month. Maybe it's just a time frame where you're giving yourself mini goals. So 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or maybe this is a long term where you're like, in the next 5 years, I want to see this happen. And so you decide what that looks like for you. So that is number one. We're being clear for our ideal life and what that is going to look like in your own time frames. So the next idea will be that referring to our past. So looking back and just a short reflection on how things went. Maybe last year wasn't ideal for you. Maybe last year was your best year ever. So practicing gratitude in that reflection, and then looking without being harsh or judgmental to ourselves, but looking at what areas can we improve in? How can we learn to find balance in these moments? So that would be journal prompts number 1. Just thinking about what areas could I have improved in? That's number 1. Good. Because if one area in our life is suffering, it's going to start to seep into and maybe even negatively affect other areas of our life. So we're looking towards finding balance. Okay. Reflection number 2. When you think about your life in 1 year from now, what is that going to look like? And this can be anything. This does not have to be limited to the typical, what is your body going to look like? What is this? What is your life as a whole begin to look like? What do you want to feel like physically? What do you want to feel like emotionally? What do you want your energy to be? What do you want to be happening? What activities do you want to do just for yourself? Or maybe you want to serve other people in a different way. So these are things to reflect on. What in the next year is your life going to look like? Okay. Number 3, what part of your life needs the most attention right now? So is that something like self-care? Is that something like organization? Is it, this could be anything. Where are you finding that current bit of suffering or feeling stuck? And then part 2 of that, what attention can you give to it so that you can move forward in a positive direction? Good. Next, what brings you joy? I think this is something that we just really ignore in our life because we, when we are stuck, we're in survive mode, and we want to say, hey, I'm just surviving. I'm just getting through the day-to-day, making it through, and you kind of put everything else to the back burner. Or maybe you're the person that gives to everyone else, and then your own joy and happiness kind of goes to the back burner. So what brings you true joy? All right, next. What obstacles are keeping you from following your current dreams? So part of doing this vision board is defining some of those obstacles. And also, if we are giving this our full attention, and this idea of speaking it out loud, I believe it already happens. Manifesting something so that it is in the present tense. And then the part 2 to that, our brains will say, well, why isn't it happening? So a lot of that question of why is maybe part of the problem. I don't know. I'm not that person. But if we are giving life to it so that it is in front of us and our attention and our intention is here, then we're giving life to these dreams and goals right now. Okay, so that is our reflection and our planning for our vision board. Before we begin to create, think about, with all those things in one, any goals, any dreams, what's bringing you joy, what can you work towards or work on for yourself, what are your next steps going to be, and where do you want to be? So, and then part 2 to that, what pictures, words, symbols, anything like that, if you are a visual person, what comes to mind that inspires you towards the life that you want? So that's where I'll start to show you this vision board. So this is one I've made a while ago. This is a little bit beat up, but so I love quotes and words. And so for me, it was bringing a lot of those in there. And each of these has a different meaning or symbol. And you can get as elaborate as you want with these vision boards. If you're a crafty person, you go for it. If you're not, that's okay too. This can all be done in a journal format even. So you can clip out pictures from magazines. I want to go here. Like if you want a trip to somewhere tropical, put a picture of somewhere tropical so that you can see that. Or if there's just motivational words, that's more internal things that you want to work on. So obviously like yoga was incorporated in this one, and just different words and quotes. My family, maybe a little bit of travel, and things that I want to work on personally. So these are all just different ideas. Your board is going to look completely different, and I've seen them done in a lot of really interesting ways. So words, symbols, pictures, anything that you want to begin to incorporate into this board. So then it's time to create. So we're going to take some action steps before we create, just for a little more reflection. And we've come up with these ideas. We know maybe where we're limited or where we're struggling. We also know where we want to head a little bit. So how are you going to get there? How are you going to reach these goals? And so maybe you're even breaking that down. What steps do you need to put into place to make these happen? And with this, it's really easy, because what's going to happen next year at this time when you're like, this didn't happen? Maybe life changed, and that is a real possibility. So be realistic, be gentle with yourself, and allow this to be an activity that's encouraging. So if this is, weight loss or exercise is a huge goal for a lot of people at the first of the year. If this is something like that and 6 months from now it's not happening, that's okay. Like, this is all about living intentionally versus living out of habit, and allowing yourself this visual encouragement to begin to take the steps to move at your own time frame. So be realistic, be gentle, be encouraged, and allow this to be a symbolic reminder. For me, this past one, I did a lot of these things, and this was a big growing year for me. So allowing this to be just this great symbol of, hey, all these great things happened. I can be so grateful for that. And then I can allow it to be this active celebration. So a couple other practical tips. I am going to be doing mine, I think, in a sketchbook this year. So it's a little bit thicker paper, things that are just more practical. This will allow me some journal space so that if I'm coming back to it, I can maybe write around it a little more. That's just something different I'm going to try this year. Otherwise, if you do like the really crafty options, I have found, I do this for a lot of private clients. So if you ever want more coaching or want to work on these together, that we could talk through things, I have tons of materials. But so I buy these scrapbook packs, and a lot of them I find with different words or things so that it's pretty and in color and pleasing to your eye, something that you actually want to look at. I always find coupons and then go get those on sale. So if you are that person, that's great. But also remember, it doesn't need to look like that. This can look however you want it to be. So yeah, if you have questions, drop them in the comments. If you have something that you would like to share with the rest of the group, drop that in the comments. But yeah, set your mood. Allow this to be a bit of a ritual for yourself. So if you have kids that are at home during this Christmas break and they're starting to bother you, maybe you lock yourself in your closet and hide, or bring some tea, or make this something that is an act of self-care. So allowing yourself just to dream a little bit, just for yourself. And it can be big things, it can be little things, and then you just start to see it and let it be very truthful and very real. I have one quote that I will share with you, and it says, create the highest and grandest vision possible for your life, because you become what you believe. And that's from Oprah. So I love that quote just because it's true. I think where your mind goes and your thoughts go, your life is also going to follow. So thanks for watching. Good to see some of you popping up, and I will talk to you soon. Again, look for the post following this up, and I'll have it all written out for you. All right, Happy New Year.